Should we? to Thank you, Mr. Bowerly and the Tenino High School Band. The graduating class of 2026, you may be seated. Before we begin, I want to give our maintenance and technology teams a big thank you. They have been working diligently to prepare the stadium for tonight. I also want to thank Mr. Harrington for live streaming tonight's graduation ceremony and Ms. Maxfield with her agricultural class for the foliage. If we haven't met, I'm Mr. Hyder, the principal of Tenino High School. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the 114th graduating ceremony for the graduating class of 2026. What a celebration it is, since these young adults have worked diligently for 13 years to be here this evening. Tonight we honor you, the graduates of Tenino High School. Please feel free to take pictures at any time. If you need to move to take a picture, we ask that you be respectful of others who are seated near you. At this time, will you join me in standing for the playing of our national anthem by the Tenino High School Band under the direction of Mr. Andy Bowerly. Thank you, Tenino High School Band and Director, Mr. Bowerly. You always perform magnificently. You may be seated. This evening, we have a number of special guests in attendance to honor our graduates. First, I'd like our outstanding staff to stand and be recognized. Thank you, Tenino High School faculty. You've played an essential part in these graduates being here tonight. Next, I'd like to recognize our senior class advisors. They've worked hard to help our graduates be here tonight. Will Mr. Luke Asbjornson, Miss Brittany Kinney, Miss Shelby Baird, and Miss Kristen Nielsen stand to be recognized. Thank you for the work in supporting the Tenino High School seniors. Tenino School District Board of Directors plays a significant role in overseeing the education of our students. As I read our school board members' names, I'd ask that they stand if they're present. They're all present. School Board Chair, Mr. Adam Barr. Vice Chair, Miss Jessica Reeves-Rush. Miss Jennifer Johnson. Miss Jessica Ely, and Mr. Chado Salisbury. Mr. Adam Barr, Miss Jessica Reeves-Rush, Miss Jennifer Johnson, Miss Jessica Ely, and Mr. Chado Salisbury will represent the Tenino School Board in this graduating ceremony by handing out the diplomas to the graduates. Will the Superintendent of Tenino School District, Mr. Clint Endicott, and Assistant Superintendent, Miss Amanda Jewell, please stand to be recognized. Mr. Endicott, yep. Mr. Endicott and Miss Jewell work tirelessly to see that Tenino School District ensures each student receives a quality education. Thank you for the work that you both do. Without the support of family, these graduates would not have been successful. We would like the parents and guardians of our graduates to stand, be recognized, and remain standing. Grandparents, please stand. Aunts and uncles, please stand. And all other family members, please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. This group of graduates is before us this evening because of the support, love, and care you provided them throughout their 17 to 18 years. Parents, guardians, and significant others, you can pat yourselves on the back for your hard work. Many of these seniors have needed a little push once or twice along the way, and I applaud you for your perseverance. Tonight we celebrate more than the completion of high school. We celebrate what you've already proven, that you can learn, grow, and persist through challenges that once felt overwhelming. As you move into the next chapter of your lives, I want to share the story of someone many of you may know, Walt Disney. We often remember Disney as a symbol of imagination and success. Mickey Mouse, films, and theme parks that shaped global entertainment. But his beginning was not success. It was failure, rejection, and uncertainty. As a young man, Disney was fired from a newspaper job because his editor told him he lacked imagination and didn't have any good ideas. Imagine hearing that about a quality that would later define your life's work. After that, he struggled to find steady work as an artist. He started an early animation business, but failed and went bankrupt. He lost financial stability and had to start over. He and his brother moved to California, broke and uncertain about the future. Work was inconsistent, money was tight, and success didn't come quickly. At times, it must have felt like the entire world was telling him no. But he didn't stop. He kept drawing, kept creating, he kept believing in ideas that others could not yet see. And over time, those ideas led to Mickey Mouse, then a studio, and eventually a legacy that challenged storytelling around the world. What matters most is not the success at the end, it is everything that came before it. Because if Disney had accepted the early judgment that he lacked imagination, his story would have ended there. Instead, he treated failure as temporary, not final. That is the lesson I want you to carry. All of you will face moments like this in your own way. You'll be told no. You'll experience rejection. You will fail at something you care about. And in those moments, you'll have a choice to see those experiences as proof that you cannot succeed or as a part of the process of becoming someone who eventually does. Failure is not identity. It is feedback. Setbacks are not stops. They are restrictions or redirections. Some of you will go directly to college, some to work, some in the armed forces, travel, or take time to figure things out. There's no single correct path. What matters is that you keep moving forward even when that path is unclear. So let me leave you with 3 brief thoughts. First, start before you feel ready. Readiness is something you build through action, not something you wait for. Second, choose character over convenience. Who you are when no one is watching will matter far more than any title you ever earn. Third, stay willing to fail without quitting. The people who make a difference are not those who avoid failure, but those who refuse to let it define them. You are entering a world that is uncertain, but also full of opportunity. And you are more capable than you realize of shaping it in meaningful ways. One idea can change a future. One act of courage can change a life. One decision can change everything. So go forward with courage, with kindness and determination. And when you face moments of doubt, remember Walt Disney, not just his success, but his failures and his refusal to stop. Congratulations, 2026. Your story is just beginning. Now I'd like to ask you to direct your attention to our very own Tenino High School Band under the direction of Mr. Andy Bowerly as they play Mr. Blue Sky by the Electric Light Orchestra. Thank you, Mr. Bowerly and the Tenino High School Band. That was a great performance. The salutatorian is a student in the graduating class who has the second highest GPA for their 4 years of high school. Tenino High School's 2026 salutatorian is Milo Harrington. Milo is the child of Philip and Amber Harrington. Milo will be doing an apprenticeship to become a tattoo artist. Milo maintained a grade point average of 3.816.
There are a million ways I could have started this speech, like talking about when I first moved here, sophomore year, or some picture-perfect memory from a class or event. But honestly, I barely remember those first months. I didn't know anyone. I spent more of my time info dumping to my teachers instead of making friends. Sorry, Miss Sunday. And feeling homesick for what I left in Oklahoma. What I do remember is the people in this graduating class not treating me like an outcast, or Miss Mead encouraging me to be in her honors class because even though she just met me, she believed I was right for it. If it wasn't for some of the most brilliant people in my life taking a chance on me, then I would still be that kid. But this class showed me that I don't have to be the quiet kid sitting in the back of the class anymore. I believe that every single person on this field graduating here tonight has the potential to thrive as we start this new chapter in our lives. The fact that you are here today, that you've made it to cross the stage, proves to me that you can do whatever it takes to succeed. I never imagined that I would be the one standing here, giving some long speech about growing up, but here I am. I'm here. in front of you all, surrounded by so many incredibly talented people, even if I am Barrett's favorite TA, that could have stood here and given a speech better than I ever could. You all are so much smarter than you give yourself credit for, and I want today to be proof that you have what it takes. Even if you don't know exactly what you're doing after you cross the stage, the fact you made it here at all shows how insanely brilliant we are as a class. Whether or not you're going to college, because wow, that is a lot of money, isn't some commentary on your intelligence or your ability to succeed in life. Community college, trade school, four-year college, or straight to work, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you know the path you want to take, and that you made that choice for yourself, not for some arbitrary standard someone else is holding you to. It's your choice, no one else's. All that matters is that you are here today, alive, and taking the risk of beginning our adult lives. Thank you. Okay, bye.
The valedictorian is the student in the graduating class who has the highest GPA for their 4 years of high school. Tenino High School's 2026 valedictorian is Ross Kershaw. Ross is the son of Jill and Jeff Kershaw. Next year, Ross will be attending Centralia College, working towards a degree in mechanical engineering. Ross maintained a grade point average of 3.885.
Hello, class of 2026. Many of you know me, but those who don't, my name is Ross Kershaw. Before I start my speech, I'd like to thank my mom, my family, my friends, and my coaches for getting me to where I am today. Without their help, I wouldn't be up here. I would like to start by thanking those who have not only helped me, but also helped this wonderful class. Some struggled, some succeeded more easily than others, but we didn't do this alone. We got help from teachers, friends, family, and our coaches. Look around you, class. Look to your left, your right, behind, and in front of you. You're graduating today. You get to be the helpers now. You get to go into the big world and help the little guy. You get to make the difference in the world, and you won't be alone doing it. An author once said, by the name of Zig Ziglar, once said, "Life is an echo. What you send out comes back. What you sow, you reap. What you give, you get. What you see in others exists in you." So don't be afraid to ask for help, because the little guy may also be afraid to ask. Helping someone doesn't have to be serious. It can be fun. I know it can be, because I'm going to tell you a story, so don't sleep on me, because it's a long one. Back in the old days, back in my freshman year, in December, it snowed a lot. So I had the grand idea of going to Maxfield's class with a couple of my friends to, oh my God, get out of my mouth. Sorry. Went to go to Maxfield's class to build a snowman. And of course, I wanted everyone to see the snowman. I didn't want to do it by myself because that would be a lot of work. So I asked some friends to help me out. Those friends are Nikki and Ronan. They helped me build the snowman, not outside, but inside. We brought the snowman inside during our lunch and decided to decorate it with a bunch of food and glasses from my band period. Later that day, I believe, we left it there, and there was a giant puddle on the ground. I don't remember if I cleaned it up or not, because it was still there the next day. So I want to say thanks to Maxfield for lending us the snow. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't had a snowman. But that just goes to show that asking for help can create memories that we can reflect on and talk about. There is one more quote that I'd like to say that some of you may know, but it's from a book called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Maxky. The quote goes like this: "What is the bravest thing you ever said?" asked the boy. "Help," said the horse. "Asking for help isn't giving up, said the horse. It's refusing to give up. So class of 2026, when you leave here tonight, don't be happy that it's over, that you're free from HEW hockey sticks. Sorry. Or that you're sad it's over. Be happy that you left here, making a difference. Be happy you helped someone, even if you didn't know you did it. Lastly, I like to say that I did not use ChatGPT on this. I used my favorite historian, class teacher, Nielsen. Sorry, Monty. Love you, Mom, and congratulations, class of 2026.
As you can see, these two young adults have been very successful during their high school careers. Each year, the senior class chooses a staff member to address the graduating class, families, guests, and staff. This year, the senior class has chosen Miss Kristen Nielsen as their faculty speaker.
Ross, what's my name again? I am always humbled and honored to represent the senior class, and this year feels extra special because 20 years ago, to quote Nova, I'm vintage, 20 years ago, I sat where you are sitting right now. Boulder, Colorado, class of 2006, I rode around in a Honda Accord with over 300,000 miles and a broken radiator. Speeding around with the windows down, blasting wide open spaces with my best friend, dreaming about being in college and the freedom that was so close yet still so far. Our biggest concern that year, truly our most pressing issue, was convincing our admin to let us use Obi Trice Got Some Teeth as our graduating song. We even planned a protest, but I know my dad and I don't think I would have made it to graduation. So, underneath all of that, underneath the music and the laughter and our broken down cars, we were dreaming. And that is exactly what I see when I look at you all today. My grandfather always believed in the power of education. He was a Depression baby who spent his elementary school years picking cotton in Sacramento. He grew up in houses with dirt floors, ate cold beans out of a can. He had very little, but he understood something that took me years to fully appreciate, that education was not a privilege. It was a power. It was survival. When he needed to learn to read in order to earn a promotion at the shipyard in Bremerton, he did it. He figured it out because that's what you did. He has been gone for 9 years, and I truly believe I have devoted my life to education in part to honor him. When I walk into a classroom, I think about him as a kid trying his best to survive and simply learning to read in order to live. I share his story with you because I want you to understand why I believe so deeply in what you have accomplished today. This is not a formality. This is not a ceremony. This is a continuation of something that people in your family, people who came before you and sacrificed for you made possible. Don't carry that as a burden. Carry it as fuel. There is always going to be a last time to be out late with your friends, driving nowhere in particular, a last time on a field, on a court, on a stage, a last time you walked these halls as a student. You have lived inside a season of youthfulness that feels permanent, exhilarating, full, endless. But it isn't, and that's not a sad thing. It is simply true. Impermanence is not just for the young. It is a constant in every season of life. Stephen Covey wrote that our greatest joy and our greatest pain come through our relationships with others. And I have found that to be exactly right. People often ask me if graduation is a hard day for me. And honestly, yes and no. There's real joy in watching you walk across the stage, but there is also something quietly devastating about it. Because in the span of an afternoon, we lose you all. The culture you built together since freshman year, the contributions you made to this school and this community, the particular, irreplaceable energy that only this class has. That is not loss, that is impermanence. And learning to hold both the joy and the grief of it, that is part of becoming. Here is something I want you to hold on to, especially on your hardest days. The things from your childhood will always bring you back to yourself. the music, the people, the places that made you feel most alive when you were young, those things do not leave you. When you are lost or worn down or far from home, lean into what lights your lamp and makes your soul happy. Those things will be waiting for you. They will remind you of who you are and where you come from. And sometimes that reminder is exactly what you need to keep going, like an overheated Honda Accord and the Dixie Chicks. No matter how old you get, no matter how much you accomplish to your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your teachers, you will always be that little kid on the first day of kindergarten, a little nervous, a little brave, figuring it out one step at a time. Never be too proud to let the people you love see that kid. Never forget that they still see you that way with all the tenderness in the world. The version of you who walked through these doors as a freshman is not the same version leaving today. Think about everything that has happened in between. Think about the things you never saw coming, the losses, the changes, the moments that quietly rearranged you. That freshman version of you would be so proud of who you are right now. You walked in with a plan, and then life happened. The way it always does. Not loudly, not all at once, but in small, unremarkable moments that you didn't recognize as turning points until much later. That's how it works. The moments that shape us most rarely announce themselves. They seem ordinary, almost forgettable. But over time, they become the architecture of who we are. Your lives beyond Tenino High School will be built from moments exactly like those. Opportunities will come in unexpected forms. People will walk into your life at the wrong time who turn out to be exactly right. You will take a chance on something that makes no logical sense, and it will become the best decision you ever made. 10 years ago, I applied to teach history at a small town in Washington. It was not part of any grand plan. I did not know what it would become, but it has defined my life in ways I will never be able to fully put into words. It changed me, it made me who I am, and I am so proud, so genuinely deeply proud to have been your teacher. Now, I ran all the way back to the building because I would not be Mrs. Nilsson if I didn't forget something. So for context, we had this hanging up in my classroom since last year, and it is a checklist of all, this is when I'm going to start crying, of all the events counting down to this day. So I need my TAs, because they do everything for me. So I need Alyssa and Roy to come check off graduation and finish this off.
Thank you, Ms. Nielsen, for your dedication to the youth of Tenino. Now I'd like to direct your attention to Tenino School's choir under the direction of Ms. Jeannie Crane as they sing For Good from Wicked by Stephen Schwartz, arranged by Mac Huff. Thank you, Miss Crane and the Tenino High School Choir. Amazing performance. Like the staff speaker, the graduating class chooses a student to be the class speaker to represent them at graduation. This year, the class speaker is Alyssa Jensen. Alyssa is the daughter of Heather Maddox and Marshall Kravis. She'll be attending Western Washington University to earn a degree in history.
What is up, chat? I'd like to start, of course, by thanking everyone who's come out here to celebrate this class. Your presence means a lot to us, and we're glad to have all of you here. I'd also like to thank the teachers and staff who worked especially hard to get us here. We couldn't have done it without any of you. Thank you. I'd also like to give a little shout out to Nilsson, who tried to edit my speech to give herself a shout out. That's funny. She thought she'd trick me. Shout out to my friends, who are the reason why I'm here today. And also thank you, Beyonce. When I was convincing my friends to vote for me to do this speech, somebody got it, I spent a lot of time thinking about what I'd write. After I'd been told I got the most votes, I thought more about if what I wanted to write was something people actually wanted to hear. Eventually, I came to the conclusion that no matter what I say, people voted for it, and they believe I know what it takes to make a good speech. And just what exactly makes a good speech? A quote, of course. However, I don't really listen to many inspirational things, so I'm just gonna give you a quote from my favorite singer-songwriter, Phoebe Bridgers. Be warned, what I'm about to say, out of the context of the song, kind of just sounds like a convoluted wall of text. But bear with me. In one of her songs, she says, "No, I'm not afraid to disappear. The billboard said, the end is near. I turned around, there was nothing there. Yeah, I guess the end is here." If you caught any of what I just said, you might be looking for a deeper meaning in it. So I'd like to let you know that there kind of isn't one, at least not in this context. But that's kind of the point. At the end of many things, we look for a meaning, a purpose, something to sort out why we went through certain things. Not all, but some of us might be feeling that way about being here right now. A lot of us have at least felt that at some point in our lives. I have come to my own personal conclusion that life is about experiences. As cheesy and as bland as it sounds, I believe in it. Good or bad, our experiences are what make us into the people we are. If we're lucky, we get to go through those, our best and worst moments with the right people. This class has been through a lot together. Some moments from our freshman year feel like they're still lingering with us. Like our many encounters with people using fart spray in the middle of class. I can't say I'm particularly fond of that memory. Possibly more interesting than that was a period of time when saying the word kitten had the potential to land you in lunch detention. Continuing on with the theme of weird things from our first year at this school, we ended it all off by cleaning out our lockers. If any of you remember that, then you remember the infamous carrot locker. I won't elaborate. After the peculiarities of our freshman year finally wrapped up, we sat on to our second year here. And while I did ask several of my peers for important memories from sophomore year, the only consensus we could come to was that not much really happened. I have been told there was, around this time, an incident where a vinegar-soaked egg was put into a microwave for the sake of science. It did explode. I don't really know more about that, though. And of course, we can't forget the multiple times our cooking in Chio Sensei's class set the fire alarms off. When Mr. McMakin joined us last year, there was some hope we wouldn't have the same problem with being dragged out into the rain because one of the language classes decided to cook something. To his credit, he really hasn't set the alarm off nearly as much as anyone before him. I wonder what his secret is. Other than that, I can tell you his students say the Spanish class is muy bien, and I have no idea what that means, but it can't be very good. Also in our junior year, the very popular off and away policy was implemented to help with our phone use. I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen people quickly shove their phones into their bags or pockets when admin walks into the room. Not me though, because I would never go on my phone. And now we're here, our last year of high school. It's gone by so fast. It almost feels like it never happened. Honestly, for a lot of us this year, it just felt like a drawn-out goodbye. Like we're just trying to stick around a little longer before we all go our separate ways. Every little moment has led to this one, and there's so much more than what I mentioned today. Our whole lives brought us here, and the beautiful thing is that a lot of us have known each other for almost that whole time. With some of you guys, I can look at you and I remember watching you grow up. I remember exactly what you looked like when we were kids. Some of you have barely changed since then, and others look almost completely different. And not everyone has been with us this whole time, of course. Some of us have moved here within just this past year or so, but it feels like you've been with us just as long as anyone else. Everything we've done in our lives has carried us here, and now it's over. It's been worth it. If it's been worth it or not is for you to decide for yourself. But no matter what, we've all been through it together. I'm happy to say that all of you has been what's brought me here today. If I could do it all over again, I'd do it with you guys. If you need something to take away from the speech, let it be this. There doesn't need to be one specific thing you're working for, and you don't need to look for a deeper meaning unless you want one. Life is about experiences. Every moment in your life has led you to this one, and this one will lead you to the next. And if you have some extra time, take a little second to look at what you've accomplished. Know that every life is beautiful, and it can be made better by the right people. I hope you can all see that. With that, I have nothing else to say. So yeah, I guess the end is here.
Thank you, Alyssa. I know your classmates appreciate your thoughts. At this time, I'd like to invite Superintendent Mr. Clint Endicott to the lectern.
How is everybody doing? So the last couple of years, we've had some technical difficulties. Mike would cut in and out, and I've been assured by the gentleman up in the booth that this wouldn't happen to me. So we're going to take a gamble. Mr. Bowerly's laughing because he thinks it's inevitable. So, hi guys. I'm actually here. I'm here for you, and you are here for this. And I have some really something I kind of want to share with you, because this class, you're not supposed to have favorites. Everybody knows that. But if I'm being honest, this class is pretty amazing. And as Milo shared, and as I've seen time and again, this group really deeply cares about each other, about other people, and I know that they're going to go on and do amazing things. And I want to hear about them, like kind of selfishly, but I want staff to hear about it. So normally, when you come across the stage, we give you one of these, and it's empty, like a little bit of a letdown, sorry. But you get the diploma, we promise. But this year, because I want to hear from you guys, maybe next week, maybe next month, maybe next year, maybe in 5 years. So we're going to go a little old school. In every one of these, there is a prepaid postcard. And at some point, we hope that you're going to write to us and let us know what you're up to, because we really want to hear from you. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do with them when we get them, but we're very excited to hear what you guys are up to. We really mean that. We want to know what you're up to without the Facebooks or any of the other stuff. Like, again, this is technology that we're pretty confident is going to exist later on down the road, not to be replaced by AI. So, again, we're super proud of you. And now the portion that everyone up here is for. It is my honor and privilege to present to you, as duly qualified by the statutes and guidelines of the state of Washington and the Tenino School District Board of Directors, said that a couple times, your graduating class of 2026. If I can invite the school board, Mr. Hyder, Ms. Schiffrel, and Ms. Jewell, to join me in handing out the diplomas.
So we've been watching the weather closely all week and making changes and stuff like that. At the last minute, we made a change where the students were going to get their diplomas. We decided we were going to come across the stage because we got a report that it was going to rain starting at 6 o'clock. It's been beautiful, so graduates, we're going to go back to what we did before. You're going to walk around this time, okay? So with that being said, this year's graduates' names will be read by Senior Class President, Miss Chloe Seuss, and Vice President, Miss Sam Smith.
Ross Kershaw.
Peyton Whitaker.
Ronan Wachter Parent.
Milo Harrington.
Haley Miller.
Eva Wegeleben.
Haley Huber.
Carter Mounts.
Chase Stiltner.
Eric Bowe.
Miguel Espinoza.
Leland White.
Haley Creekbaum.
Liliana Sanders.
Connor Hanbaum.
Roy McCaig.
Robert Bauman.
Gabe Dibblebus.
Taylor Sturgill.
Henry Zilliger.
Colin Pattison.
Chloe Graylis.
Tamara Snotterly.
Michaela Kashani.
Hunter Rogers.
Cadence Bowe.
Kira Dirks.
Zach McBroom.
Colton Sheldon.
Ansel Cambo.
Athena Coslin.
Jordan Wade.
Lena Berkovics.
Haley Johnson.
Brianna Contreras.
Nova Lee Rowe.
Gita Coleman.
Macy Henratty.
Margot McIntyre.
Jaylene Woodward.
Leah Knoll.
Bailey Aarons.
Macy Sharber.
Justin Schlesinger.
Severin Michelson.
Haley Kirkwood.
Riata Hale.
Kenya Anderson.
Gracie Annaweir.
Alyssa Jensen.
Alexandra McMakin.
Lucas Summers.
Rylan Nelson.
Quinn Money.
Gavin Maurer.
Brody Slusser.
Brody Sayers.
Jesse Morris.
Owen Whitaker.
Austin Johnson.
Cole Borup.
Devin Spears.
Aiden Leslie.
Marvin Phillips.
Samantha Smith.
Chloe Seuss.
All right, Miss Chloe and Miss Sam, are you guys ready? All right, the turning of the tassel. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2026. You are now Tenino High School graduates.